Hi everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Rotor, short for Rotorway, for I am an exec Rotorway helicopter.
The first group of me, which there was 9, was purchased by my master, Jim Burrow, in the spring of 1989. I was no more than a frame, tail boom parts, and some pulleys. My master was excited to begin construction on me, but ran into a big problem when Rotorway Corporation went out of business. This meant that he wasn't going to get the other 8 groups to finish my construction, so he had to take matters into his own hands. He took his outboard engine that was just lying around the shop because he had no boat to hang it on, and decided to turn it into a helicopter engine. So, Evan was born. Evan is short for Evinrude Outboard Motor. For more on Evan, see his introduction video, The Rebirth of an Engine. Anyway, everything else was gotten from the secondary market, mostly from friends that had extra parts lying around their hangars from their own projects. However, my skin was another problem, so my master borrowed the skins, body panels, from a good friend and made molds of them. So now I have clothing to wear on my frame. And so here I am, put together for a rough fit. But by this time it was late 1993, and by the time my master got around to tearing me apart in order to begin working on the engine insulation and other things, he lost his job with Lockheed due to defense cutbacks. So there, Evan and I sat for the next 10 years, for there was no spare money to spend on us, and this took the spark out of my master. In 2004, the spark was rekindled when Eric Leakey, a club member, began working on his Rotorway helicopter and brought life back into the club. And now, it is my turn to be reborn, and this is my story. So, Evan was hauled up to Clear Lake and put together and started last year. To hear Evan run, see his video, The Rebirth of an Engine. The first thing my master did was to put my panels on me and refit my windshield. But things weren't going together very well like they did 10 years ago. There were big gaps where my panels once fit nicely. It seems it was time for me to have some surgery, a facelift. So, my master called in Dr. Mike Wilson, a freelancer on Rotorway helicopter construction, with 8 Rotorway constructions under his belt, to get his advice. After several hours of debate, it was decided my panels and windshield would go under the knife. The first thing that had to be done was to dump the side door frames, since I wasn't going to have doors on me anyway. The next thing was to do cosmetic surgery on my windshield, so it would fit into the side windshield support panels. I was hoping they wouldn't have to do this, but there was no other option, for the seat back and floor plan had also deformed from sitting around for 10 years. Anyway, after a couple of hours under the knife, I was beginning to take shape with my new facelift. I think my master was pleased too, that I survived the whole ordeal and looking just fine. After the surgery, Dr. Wilson was still in a cutting mood, so their attention focused on Evan. Evan developed a skin problem, for he had some oxidation on one of his heads. With a little bit of wire brushing, his back end was looking mighty fine. With a little bit of cosmetic paint on him, I will be able to show off my ass end with real pride. So, that's it for this day. Stay tuned for updates.